Kyle Fisher Tonyrefail Global Child Blackmail and Exploitation. In 2026, then 19-year-old Kyle Fisher, of Heol Islwyn, Tonyrefail, was handed a 14-year prison sentence after carrying out a predatory series of assaults on the life safety of at least 200 children. The investigation established that between 2023 and 2025, Fisher operated a sophisticated online grooming and blackmail network that spanned several police force areas, including Kent, Essex, and Devon and Cornwall. The prosecution reported at Cardiff Crown Court that Fisher targeted victims aged between 10 and 15, identifying a total abandonment of human decency by the then 19-year-old. The investigation established that Fisher's series of behavior involved extreme manipulation, where he coerced children into producing indecent images and videos by threatening to hack their social media accounts. The prosecution reported that Fisher's mobile phone revealed thousands of messages in which he instructed children to engage in acts with household pets and threaten self-harm or violence against their family members to ensure compliance. This identifies a calculated series of assaults on the life safety of children, as Fisher even publicly shared explicit images of one victim alongside their name and contact details as a form of punishment. Operation Heleia and Judicial Sentencing. The court reported that Operation Heleia was a complex, multi-agency probe that identified 19 confirmed victims of serious sexual offenses, though Fisher had contacted as many as 200 children. The investigation established that while on police bail, Fisher continued his predatory conduct, with officers later seizing a Nintendo 3DS device he had used to access extreme pornography and bestiality material. The prosecution reported on May 7, 2026, that the judiciary imposed a 14-year custodial sentence, identifying a priority assault by the court to address the deeply troubling and persistent nature of his digital crimes. Detective Inspector Steve Jones of South Wales Police commended the bravery of the victims, noting that Fisher's behavior was predatory and required meticulous documentation to secure justice. For his actions in Tonyrefail, Rhondda Cynon TAF, and across the United Kingdom, and the nature of the series of child abuse, serial blackmail, and the production of extreme pornography investigations reported, Kyle Fisher was documented as a maximum-risk predator. The investigation established that his forensic profile as an individual who utilized gaming devices and social media to terrorize minors is now a matter of permanent record. Status and case details, 2024 to 2026. Based on judicial and South Wales police records as of 2026. Legal status. Convicted sexual offences against minors, blackmail, production of indecent images, possession of extreme pornography, child abuse context. Custodial status. Jailed. In 2026, sentenced to 14 years in prison. Offense nature. Groomed up to 200 children aged 10 to 15, utilized sextortion and hacking threats as mechanical necessities to coerce victims, instructed children to perform acts with pets and harm family members, publicly dox victims by sharing explicit images with their personal information, breached bail conditions by using a Nintendo 3DS for illicit internet access, demonstrated a calculating and sadistic intent to violate the life safety of children. Timeline of case. Initial arrests in February and September 2024. Bail breach in May 2025. Convicted in 2026. Sentenced on May 7, 2026. Location. Heol Islwyn, Tonyrefail, Rhondda Cynon TAF, Wales. Forensic profile. A 19-year-old male. Forensic history documents a high-risk and deviant predatory intent. Identified as an offender who viewed digital platforms and gaming consoles as facilitators for large-scale exploitation. Safeguarding. Multi-agency management via Masovo and Youth Offending Services during the probe. Sex offenders register. Notification requirements are active for life. Judicial oversight. Presided over by the judge at Cardiff Crown Court. Criminal record. Registered sex offender, serial predator, child abuser, blackmailer, jailed in 2026. Origin. Tonyrefail. Image. South Wales Police. Monitoring and public protection. In 2026, Fisher was managed as a maximum risk predator within the correctional system. Due to the nature of the behavior, specifically the series of persistence in grooming hundreds of children while being monitored by the police, he was a priority for a significant custodial term. Authorities reported that the 2026 sentencing identifies Fisher as an individual who prioritized his own perverted gratification and controlling impulses over the principles of human decency and the life safety of children. As a registered sex offender for life, his details are permanently logged on the National Police Database to ensure the protection of the public. Authorities stated that the behavior of Fisher identifies a commitment to clandestine child abuse and the systematic subversion of online safeguarding. His removal to prison in 2026 resulted in the necessary protection of children in South Wales and across the UK from a man who used a teenager mask to hide a predatory and persistent series of assaults on the innocent. Question: given that the offender utilized his age and knowledge of gaming devices to groom and blackmail up to 200 children, forcing them to perform horrific acts, do you believe the law should legally mandate that all individuals convicted of large-scale digital child extortion must be sentenced to mandatory whole-life incarceration without parole to prevent a series of assaults?